All right, you beautiful bastards. Welcome back to the deep dive. Today we're going deeper than a goddamn coal mine. Into the life of Theo van Gogh. Yeah, Vincent's brother. But hold your horses. This ain't your grandma's art history lecture.
Right. Theo's story is way more fucked up and fascinating than just being the guy who paid for the sunflowers.
Damn straight. We're dissecting his Wikipedia page, and let me tell you, even this basic bitch of a source has some nuggets of gold.
Wikipedia gets a bad rap, but it can be a rabbit hole of knowledge if you know where to look.
So let's cut the crap and dive into this shit. First off, Theo wasn't just some rich kid bankrolling his brother. He was a legit art dealer working for Goupil and Cie. Now, I'm not an art snob, so what the hell was that?
Imagine this. Goupil and Cie was like the fucking supreme of art dealerships back in the day. They were the ones who made those impressionists, like Monet and Degas, the rock stars they are now.
Wait, so Theo was dealing with the big boys, huh? Not just some starving artist bullshit.
He was more than just dealing. He was shaping the game. Theo was pushing his bosses to buy those weird impressionist paintings when everyone else thought they were a joke. Talk about balls, right?
So he wasn't just riding Vincent's coattails. He had his own damn taste.
Uh-huh.
That's interesting. Tell me more about the relationship, though. It sounds like a total bromance.
Okay, so buckle up, because this is where it gets juicy. We've got over 650 letters from Vincent to Theo, and the dude kept every single one. That's like obsessive levels of brotherly love, right?
Keeping all those letters, what a fucking weirdo.
Yeah.
Who does that? But I guess that gives us a pretty good look into their relationship, huh?
These letters are a goldmine. They're raw, unfiltered, full of Vincent's crazy thoughts, artistic struggles, and even arguments with Theo. Imagine reading their text messages, but like 19th century style.
So Theo was basically Vincent's therapist, sugar daddy, and art dealer, all rolled into one. And that's some serious dedication.
Exactly. Without Theo's support, who knows if Vincent would have had the time or sanity to create his masterpieces. Maybe those sunflowers would be rotting in some attic right now.
That would be a damn shame. But Theo wasn't just throwing money at Vincent. He was actually hooking him up with other big-time artists. We're talking Gauguin, Cézanne, Toulouse-Lautrec, the whole damn crew.
Theo was a networking genius. He knew everyone in the art scene and was constantly introducing Vincent to the right people. He even convinced Gauguin to move in with Vincent for a while, which, ended in a bloody mess.
Yeah. The ear-chopping incident. Talk about bad roommates. But seriously, Theo was like the ultimate art world wingman.
He had a real eye for talent and wasn't afraid to take risks on these outsiders. I mean, Can you imagine what the art world would be like without those guys?
Fucking boring, probably.
Okay.
All those landscapes and portraits. No thanks. Okay, next up we got to talk about Theo's tragic ending. Dude died at 33, just 6 months after Vincent. And not from some cool duel or anything, but from syphilis.
Yeah. Talk about a fucked up way to go. Syphilis was a silent killer back then. We're talking dementia, paralysis. It was a real shit show.
Hold up. So he went crazy and then died. Damn, that's some Shakespearean level tragedy. Didn't he have a wife and kid too?
Yeah. A wife and newborn son. Poor bastard, never even got to see his kid grow up. His wife Johanna was left to pick up the pieces. But get this. She's the one who becomes a huge advocate for Vincent's work after they both die.
Wait, what? This is getting good. Tell me more about this Johanna character. She sounds like a badass.
She was a fucking warrior after Theo died. She inherited all of Vincent's paintings, which weren't worth shit at the time. But she saw the potential, the genius that the world was too blind to see.
So she was like the OG hype beast of the art world, flipping those paintings before they blew up.
Not exactly. She wasn't in it for the money. She genuinely believed in Vincent's art and dedicated her life to making sure it got the recognition it deserved.
Damn, that's some next level loyalty.
Oh.
So how did she pull it off? Did she just start yelling at people to buy Vincent's paintings?
She was way smarter than that. Johanna was methodical as hell. She cataloged the paintings, organized exhibitions, wrote about Vincent's life. Basically, she created the whole Vincent van Gogh brand before branding was even a thing.
That's some hustler shit right there. No wonder those paintings are worth millions now. Okay, let's back up a bit. We keep talking about how Theo championed those impressionist dudes. But what made them so special, they just painted a bunch of blurry landscapes, right?
Hold your horses! Those impressionists were revolutionaries. They were breaking all the rules, painting outdoors, capturing light and color in a way that had never been done before.
Okay, so they were basically the punks of the art world, flipping off the establishment with their paintbrushes.
Exactly. And Theo was their biggest fanboy. He saw the beauty in their messy brushstrokes and their radical techniques. He knew they were onto something big.
And they probably pissed off a lot of people, right? Like those stuffy art critics who were used to seeing perfect portraits in biblical scenes.
The critics hated them. They called their work unfinished, childish, even offensive. But Theo didn't give a shit. He believed in their vision and was willing to fight for them.
That's what I'm talking about. Balls of steel. So how did he actually convince those Goupil and C guys to buy those paintings? Did he just slip them some cash under the table?
Theo was a smooth operator. He understood the art market. He knew what collectors were looking for. And he was able to spin those Impressionist paintings in a way that made them desirable. He was like the OG art salesman.
Sounds like a goddamn genius. I bet he could sell me a pile of dog shit and make me think it's a masterpiece.
Probably. But Theo's talent went beyond just salesmanship. He was a true visionary. He saw the potential in these artists. He understood their place in the evolution of art. And he was willing to take risks to support them.
Damn, I wish I had a Theo in my life. Someone to bankroll my crazy ideas and hook me up with the right people.
We all do. But let's get back to the brotherly love. We know Theo was Vincent's rock. But did Vincent ever do anything for Theo, or was it just a one-way street of support?
Yeah, was Vincent just a freeloading mooch, sucking the life out of poor Theo?
Not at all. Remember, Vincent was a deep thinker, a philosopher in his own right. His letters to Theo weren't just about asking for money. They were full of insights, observations about life, and even advice.
So Vincent was like Theo's unpaid therapist, giving him free therapy in exchange for cash and paint supplies.
Something like that. Their relationship was complex, a mix of dependence, love, and intellectual exchange.
Sounds like my relationship with my drug dealer. But seriously, those letters must be pretty intense reading, full of existential angst and artistic rambling, right?
They're a fascinating window into the mind of a genius. You see Vincent struggles with mental illness, his passion for art, his love for his brother. It's all there laid bare.
Damn, I'm getting all emotional over here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's lighten the mood a bit. We talked about Theo's syphilis, but how common was that back then? Was it like the 19th century version of herpes?
It was more like the 19th century version of AIDS, actually. Syphilis was rampant, deadly, and there was no cure.
Fuck, that's scary. So Theo basically drew the short straw, huh? Died young, went crazy, left behind a wife and kid. Looks like a Greek tragedy.
It's a reminder that life can be brutal, even for those who seem to have it all.
Damn, that's deep. Okay, let's shift gears a bit. We keep talking about Vincent's paintings being worth millions now. But were they always that popular? Or did it take a while for the world to catch on?
Vincent was pretty much unknown during his lifetime. It was only after his death, thanks to Theo and Johanna's efforts, that his work started to gain recognition.
So they were like the original art world influencers, building hype around a dead artist.
They were more than just hype machines. They genuinely believed in Vincent's art and were willing to dedicate their lives to promoting it.
That's some serious dedication.
Okay.
Let's talk more about Johanna. We know she was a boss bitch who fought for Vincent's legacy. But what was she like as a person? Was she as crazy as her husband and brother-in-law?
Johanna was actually quite level-headed and practical. She was a shrewd businesswoman, a dedicated mother, and a fierce advocate for Vincent's art.
So she was the perfect balance to Vincent's chaotic energy, the yin to his yang.
Exactly. Without her, Vincent's story would have been very different.
And this is getting more tangled than a love triangle. But seriously, Johanna sounds like a fascinating character. We should do a whole deep dive on her next.
She deserves it. Her story is a testament to the power of determination, loyalty, and the belief in something greater than yourself.
All right, we've covered a lot of ground today. We've talked about Theo's career, his relationship with Vincent, his tragic death, and the incredible legacy he left behind. But there's one question that's been bugging me. We know Theo was a baller art dealer, loved his brother to death, and basically helped launch the careers of some of the most famous artists ever. But would he have actually become as famous as Vincent if he hadn't died young?
That's a damn good question. It's like the whole die young and become a legend thing.
Mm-hmm.
But honestly, Theo was a powerhouse in his own right. He had the connections, the vision, and the drive to make a serious impact on the art world.
So he could have been the next big art world tycoon, like some of those modern-day assholes who buy up all the cool shit and keep it locked away in their private collections.
Maybe. But Theo was different. He genuinely loved art, and he was passionate about supporting these up-and-coming artists. I think he would have used his influence to make art more accessible, to challenge the stuffy establishment, and to push the boundaries of what was considered good taste.
Sounds like a pretty radical dude.
Oh.
So basically the art world got robbed when syphilis took him out.
Absolutely. We lost a visionary, a tastemaker, and a damn good guy. And let's not forget the impact his death had on Vincent. Losing his brother and only real supporter probably pushed him further into despair.
Yeah, talk about a double whammy. Losing your brother and then going crazy yourself to like some cosmic joke. But hey, at least Vincent got to bang a prostitute before he kicked the bucket, right?
Let's not speculate about Vincent's love life, but seriously, the whole tragedy surrounding these two brothers is both fascinating and heartbreaking. It's like a Shakespearean drama playing out in the art world.
And Johanna is the unsung heroine of the whole story. She took those paintings, which were probably worth less than a used toilet brush at the time,
Yeah.
and turned them into a gold mine.
She was a hustler, a visionary, and a damn good businesswoman. She understood the power of marketing and storytelling long before social media even existed.
She basically invented influencer marketing, but for dead artists. That's some next-level shit.
She was a pioneer, and she did it all while grieving the loss of her husband and brother-in-law and raising a child on her own.
Damn respect.
Yeah.
She makes those Kardashians look like lazy bitches, doesn't she?
Let's not get into Kardashian territory, but yeah, Johanna deserves a standing ovation for her dedication and her unwavering belief in Vincent's art.
So what's the biggest takeaway from all this? Should we all be digging through our family's attics for forgotten masterpieces?
The takeaway is that art is subjective, that taste evolves, and that behind every great artist, there's often a network of support that helps them thrive.
It's like you might have a goddamn masterpiece rotting in your basement, and no one gives a shit until some art world asshole decides it's cool.
And that sometimes it takes a visionary like Theo or Johanna to see the potential in something that others overlook.
So basically, keep your eyes open, support your talented friends, and maybe you'll strike gold someday.
And don't forget to check your attics. You never know what treasures you might find.
All right, that's a wrap on our deep dive into the world of Theo van Gogh. We hope you learned some shit, laughed your ass off, and maybe even gained a new appreciation for those crazy impressionist bastards.
And next time you're staring at a Van Gogh painting, remember the brother, the wife, and the whole fucked up story that brought it to life.
Until next time, keep it real, keep it deep, and keep on learning, you beautiful bastards.